Couple other big news. Employers added 850,000 jobs in June, which was great to see. The unemployment number dipped, or actually accelerated a little bit to 5.9 from 5.8. Not a concern there. That's what we kind of see as we've talked about on here. You have more people maybe raising their hand coming into the market. Positive. I think the positive aspect is we had kind of a miss in April, a huge miss. People were expecting like $1 million or million job number, and it came in at like 275,000. Ever since then, we had about a 500,000 number in May and now an 850 number in June. So positive signs that things are just kind of lagging a little bit. And it seems like we're starting to kind of get to where we need to be from that perspective.
Yes.
Job openings, conversely with that, rose 16,000 for the first week of July. They reached around a historic number of 9.2 million job openings in the first week of July. So that's really positive. There are jobs there. It's just people need to, which we've talked about on here before, is there's kind of this tug of war going on. We have the benefits. There's a lot of aspects impacting it. I think the important thing is it seems like job people are going out. They're starting to be incentivized. They're starting to get jobs, and job openings are there for them. So that's positive as well.
Right.
The last kind of little bit tidbit I'll talk about is the housing market. The CoreLogic Case-Shiller Home Price Index rose 14.6% in the year. And that was up 13.3% from March. So in April, it was up 14.6 annualized. In March, it was up 13.3. So we still see increase there from home prices. That's the highest annual gain since they started tracking the index in 1987.
Wow.
And on the flip side of that, the median home price increased 24% from a year ago in May, and that was $350,000. So that means across all the U.S., the median price of a home is $350,000, which is, in my opinion, pretty concerning. I mean, I think if that's what your median is, how are you going to have entry-level houses for millennials, for later 20-somethings, young 30s that are looking to buy a house? It's only
buy a condo or rent an apartment or something, right? Yeah. So it's good for homeowners, not good for affordability. It's good for real estate brokers and mortgage brokers, though. A lot of activity, prices go up, right?
Very good for that. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I think we had this a year ago. We had you could call it a flight to the suburbs. People wanted more space. Yeah. I think the suburbs have just been saturated, and obviously they've been a big part of that 350 number. I think conversely, you've seen relatively steadier numbers in the cities for condos and for that. So are we going to see maybe the younger generation for their first purchases purchasing condos because that's what they can afford?
Yeah, could be.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah. So, well, then auto loans, right? We had some numbers on auto loans too.
Oh yeah. Last thing I had real quick. In April, we had consumer demand for auto loans and credit cards increased significantly. It was up 39% year over year. So April 2021 from April 2020, up 39% in applications. So it seems like consumers are starting to get a little bit more demand back for credit card debt. And I think that what you can take from that is it's a year-over-year number and it's in April. So I think it's a little bit higher than it probably normally should be, just because you're taking a really small number and now we're starting to see some activity again. But I think what it shows is that consumers are getting a little bit more. They're a little bit more confident in their financial situation. You would hope that most of these consumers, if they are taking out, maybe going and getting a new car or applying for a new credit card, they're feeling financially confident. Whereas a year ago, you saw people paying those down. People were concerned about their financial situation, their financial future. So they wanted to get as much debt off their books as possible in case something happened down the line. So it's a positive outlook, and it shows that I think most homes are feeling a lot more confident about their financial future.
About the economy, yes. Excellent. Thank you for the recap, Chris.